2024 was a year full of unforgettable journeys for me, as I explored no less than 16 countries across Europe. From the northernmost point of Norway to the southernmost tip of Spain, from idyllic islands like Corsica and Crete to impressive cities such as Rome and Tallinn. In this video, I'm sharing my top 25 most beautiful places in Europe from the past year. Destinations you absolutely have to visit. Let this inspire you to embark on your own adventures and discover the world. For number 25, I traveled to the second largest city on the island of Crete in Greece, Chania. This beautiful city is located on the north coast and is known for its stunning Venetian harbor, rich history, and charming old town center. In the city, various influences from different civilizations can be found. For example, the old town is surrounded by Venetian city walls, and there's a church with both a bell tower and a minaret, which is extremely rare to find on a single building, not only in Greece, but worldwide. In my opinion, this is the most beautiful city you can find on Crete, and a must-see if you are on the island. Ķemeru National Park is one of the most beautiful and diverse nature parks in Latvia. It is located just a half-hour drive from the capital, Riga, making it an excellent addition to a city trip. The park is especially famous for the impressive Ķemeru bog, that is one of the largest and best preserved in Latvia. To fully enjoy this stunning area, a long boardwalk has been built to guide you through this beautiful area. From picturesque spots to sit and relax, to observation towers where you can admire the expansive landscape, this trail allows you to experience the bog at its finest. Visiting during sunrise or sunset makes the experience even more special, with plenty of opportunities to spot wildlife. The park is also renowned for its healing mineral waters and sulfurous mud, which have been used in spa treatments since the 18th century. For number 23, we return to Crete, an island renowned for its many gorges. Besides the famous Semana Gorge, the Platania Gorge is also highly recommended for a climb. The gorge can be roughly divided into 3 sections. Starting from the village of the same name, you first walk through countless olive trees before the real ascent begins. You'll climb along narrow and steep paths situated near the cliffs, enjoying breathtaking views along the way. During the hike, you'll be surrounded by griffin vultures circling overhead, making this gorge a truly unique and awe-inspiring experience. Once you reach the top of the gorge, a stunning valley awaits you, complete with a small chapel built under the rocks. A remarkable old building, beautifully situated in this extraordinary setting. The next on the list is not a location, but the traditional celebration of Semana Santa in Spain. During the Holy Week before Easter, an impressive celebration takes place particularly in the Andalusia region, with numerous processions. These processions occur in both large and small cities. The one in Malaga perhaps being the most remarkable. In this city, enormous thrones with religious statues and scenes depicting the suffering and death of Christ are carried through the streets. These large platforms are borne by dozens of people accompanied by brotherhoods wearing pointed hoods that symbolize anonymity. A visit to Andalusia during the week before Easter makes a trip to this region even more special. The cities are richly decorated and immersed in a festive atmosphere. Number 21 takes us to Finland. Although you might think of vast forests when you think of this country, a large part of Finland consists of an expansive lake landscape. In total, there are around 188,000 lakes, with Lake Saimaa covering 4,400 square kilometers, being one of the largest lakes in Europe. In this lake lives a unique animal, the Sima ringed seal, a rare subspecies of ringed seal that is found only here and is fully adapted to freshwater. The lakes are often intersected by natural bridges, and the roads built over these bridges add an extra dimension to the area. The remarkable landscape, with its many lakes and forests, makes it ideal for a road trip through this vast region. The Rio Borosa hike is one of the most beautiful routes in Andalusia, a true hidden gem. The long route, about 22 kilometers, is located in the heart of the northeastern mountain range of the region. The first part, where you calmly climb alongside the river, is relatively easy, but the last part is much more challenging, with rocky and steep paths. But this part is also the most beautiful. The many waterfalls along the route make this hike truly breathtaking. The largest waterfall is located near the end of the route, after which you take a short climb through a tunnel in the steep rock walls. Several openings in the tunnel provide a stunning view and offer a completely different perspective of the path you've just walked. After the tunnel, you reach the end of the route, where a beautiful lake awaits you. A breathtaking spot to relax before retracing your steps or continuing your journey. At number 19 is the Polish capital, Warsaw. With 1.8 million inhabitants, it is also the largest city in the country. During World War II, the city was 85% destroyed, which had a significant impact on life there. Under the subsequent rule of the Soviet Union, the old town was completely reconstructed, using photos, drawings, and paintings as references. Alongside the restoration, modern buildings were also constructed, such as the controversial Palace of Culture and Science. For a long time, this was the tallest building in the country, and is a reminder of the communist past. Both the beautifully restored old city center and the more recent skyscrapers make this a city that definitely belongs on this list. Norway is known for its impressive nature. The mountain landscapes, fjords, and waterfalls make this country one of the most beautiful in Europe. This list includes some of the most stunning locations. The first of which is Vøringsfossen, one of the most famous and spectacular waterfalls in Norway. This waterfall features a free fall of 145 meters, where a massive column of water violently plunges down. Around the gorge, where the waterfall lands, several platforms have been built to offer fantastic views. In 2020, a bridge staircase was constructed over part of the gorge, making this waterfall even more spectacular. When visiting the south of Norway, this magical place is not to be missed. Impressive natural landscapes are often accompanied by stunning beaches. One of the most beautiful beaches in Europe can be found on this list: Balos Lagoon. This lagoon is located in the northwest of Crete, on the Vøringsfossen Peninsula. It is a remote spot with shallow turquoise waters, perfect for swimming and relaxing. This spectacular location becomes a haven for tourists during the summer months, as they come to enjoy its breathtaking natural beauty. In autumn, when I visited this place, there were very few people around, which might make it even more magical. Various wars over the past centuries have left their mark on the landscape. In the Gaustatoppen, which is one of the highest mountain peaks in southern Norway, several mountain cableways were built as part of a military complex during the Cold War. In 2010, parts of the complex and the cableway were opened to the public. The journey through the mountain begins with a horizontal cableway of approximately 850 meters, after which you transfer to a steep cableway of about 1 kilometer, bringing you to a height of 1,850 meters, just below the mountain's summit. From the endpoint, it's about a half-hour climb to the top. Although the distance may not seem far, the rocky terrain makes the hike relatively challenging. Many people choose to climb the entire mountain, but a ride on the old cableways through the mountain makes visiting this peak a truly unique experience. If you're interested in history and engineering, this is an absolute must-see. Bonifacio is one of the most enchanting cities on the island of Corsica. Located at the southernmost point and only 12 kilometers away from the Italian island of Sardinia. What makes the city so special is its location atop limestone cliffs that tower high above the Mediterranean Sea. The iconic citadel, built in the 9th century, bears witness to a turbulent history full of battles and conquests. This fortress held great strategic importance due to its location. A remarkable part of the old citadel is the King Aragon's Steps. This staircase, consisting of approximately 187 steps, is carved into the cliffs and leads down to the sea. According to legend, the steps were created in just one night by the king's troops in 1420. The citadel is not only stunning on the inside, but its exterior is equally breathtaking. The southern rock formations provide a spectacular view of the fortress and the surrounding area. A unique, centuries-old city of which there are few like it. For number 14, we head to the Baltic states, specifically to one of the most iconic landmarks of Lithuania. Trakai Castle is located on an island in Lake Galve, making it a unique spot. It was originally built in the 14th century and served as an important defensive stronghold. After the fall of the Grand Duchy, it fell into disrepair and was further destroyed by the Swedes during wars in the 17th century. By the early 20th century, nothing more than a ruin remained of the once flourishing castle, and plans were made to restore it. However, the restoration was interrupted by World War I, but eventually resumed after World War II under the Soviet Union. The restoration was a challenging task and was finally completed in 1961. The castle became a symbol of national pride, representing Lithuania's medieval glory and serving as a reminder of the country's independence. The island of Corsica is also known for its spectacular landscapes, including the Aiguilles de Bavella mountain range. Here you will find beautiful hiking trails that lead past dramatic granite peaks. The jagged shape of this mountain range is often compared to sharp needles. The GR20, one of the most famous hiking routes, passes through this area. There are shorter trails that even allow you to enjoy the breathtaking natural surroundings. Col de Bavella is the best starting point for exploring the area and serves as the trailhead for many short and long hikes. In Finland, we find one of the most beautiful castles in northern Europe. Olavinlinna was built in the 15th century by the Swedish knight Erik Axelsson Tott. The castle is situated on a small island in the Finnish Lakeland, almost entirely occupied by the structure itself. Over the centuries, it has changed hands several times, but its medieval architecture has been preserved. This building is therefore one of the best preserved castles in northern Europe, which is clearly evident in this stunning structure. A remarkable building that is truly breathtaking to behold in this setting. The next location on this list is in contrast to the previous one. Not an old castle, but a brand new structure. In Poland, construction is still ongoing on this enormous castle designed entirely in an old style. Nestled in the middle of a forest, this new building, stretching 200 meters in length and featuring a tower 70 meters high. Although it looks like an ancient structure, it is still under construction, but the exterior and the surrounding park can already be visited. The building is located in a nature reserve, which has sparked divided opinions about this building. Nevertheless, it remains a breathtaking structure with remarkable architecture, making this location truly breathtaking. From these imposing buildings, we move to a Spanish village with equally impressive structures. Setenil de las Bodegas is particularly famous due to its distinctive architecture, with many houses built within and beneath the large rocks of the Rio Trejo Gorge. The integration of natural rock formations into the buildings creates a stunning visual effect, making it a popular destination for tourists and photographers. Even the streets of the village are adorned with overhanging rocks, making this a truly beautiful village in southern Spain. Beyond its remarkable appearance, this architectural style also serves a practical purpose. Building under the rock formations keeps the houses and shops cool in the summer and warm in the winter. Number 9 is perhaps the most famous hike in Spain, the Caminito del Rey, also known as the King's Path. This hike is located about an hour's drive from Malaga, making it an ideal activity to combine with a beach holiday on the Costa del Sol. Originally, this path was built at the beginning of the 20th century to enable workers to travel between two hydroelectric power plants and to transport materials. Before the path was renovated, it was considered one of the most dangerous trails in the world. Following several fatal incidents, it was closed in 2001 and reopened to the public in 2015 after extensive renovations. The stunning views and heights make this 8-kilometer trail one you must experience at least once in your lifetime. If you plan to hike this route, make sure to book your ticket in advance, as it is often sold out days or even weeks ahead. We travel a bit further south to the British overseas territory of Gibraltar. This impressive rock on a patch of land covering less than 7 square kilometers is perhaps the most extraordinary piece of land in Europe. It is the only place in Europe where wild monkeys can be found. While it is unclear how they arrived there, it looks like they have been there since before the 15th century. But it's not just these animals that make this land unique. Its strategic importance also stands out. The rock contains more kilometers of tunnels than there are roads in Gibraltar. These tunnels are remnants of the many wars in which this small territory played a critical role. Part of the tunnel network is open to visitors. Also, the Moorish castle and the stunning limestone caves are beautiful to visit. Although the town itself is distinctly different from the surrounding Spanish cities, with strong English influences, it is primarily the Rock of Gibraltar that remains a breathtaking place to visit. In the heart of Italy lies Rome, a city that has been the center of history, culture, and power for centuries. With structures that are thousands of years old, this city is truly an open-air museum. Among its many treasures, you'll find the Colosseum, an imposing amphitheater that once hosted gladiator battles, but also the Pantheon, an architectural masterpiece with an immense dome. It's almost unimaginable how this structure has stood tall for nearly 2,000 years. The city itself is awe-inspiring, but it also contains the world's smallest country, the Vatican City. The Vatican Museums and St. Peter's Basilica offer an unforgettable experience for visitors. Whether you're wandering through ancient ruins or indulging in the delicious Italian cuisine, Rome is a city that truly has it all. In the heart of Corsica, high up in the mountains, lies one of the island's most beautiful spots. At the end of the Stobnica Valley, you'll find Lac de Melo. Unfortunately, this lake has become increasingly difficult to access, as much of the road through the valley has been destroyed due to natural disasters. Bridges have been collapsed, and parts of the road are buried under fallen rocks. As a result, the entire hiking route now stretches around 25 kilometers, with an elevation gain of 1.5 kilometers. Sadly, this makes the location inaccessible for many. However, if you have the opportunity to visit, it is highly recommended. The views at the lake, as well as the 8-hour hike to reach it, are absolutely breathtaking. In my opinion, this is the most beautiful place you can find on the island. Near the city of Tromsø in Norway, you will find the remarkable Lyngen Alps. This rugged mountain range stretches over a length of 90 kilometers and is renowned for its jagged, sharp peaks, deep valleys, and vast glaciers. It is also home to the highest mountain in northern Norway, with an elevation of over 1.8 kilometers. One of the most beautiful spots here is Bloisvatnet, a stunning blue glacier lake surrounded by pointed mountains. Due to the location of this mountain range, one of the most beautiful in Norway, it can easily be combined with a city trip to Tromsø. For number 4, I'm staying in Norway. In the south of this country, you'll find the largest glacier on the European mainland, Jostedalsbreen National Park. Surrounding the glacier are various valleys that offer breathtaking views of this enormous ice cap, with the most stunning one located in Briksdal. Both during the walk through the valley and in the surrounding mountains, you'll encounter massive waterfalls that create an awe-inspiring panorama. At the Blue Lake at the end of the trail, only a small portion of the ice cap remains visible. But this doesn't make the place any less special. For those with limited mobility, there's an option to take a cart that brings you almost to the lake. But walking is highly recommended to fully enjoy this magnificent part of Norway. And now we've arrived at the top 3. In third place is a city that amazed me in many ways, Tallinn, the capital of Estonia. This city is one of the best preserved medieval towns in Europe and is rightfully listed as a UNESCO World Heritage Site. Large sections of the medieval city wall, along with its towers, are still intact. This city is undoubtedly one of the most beautiful I've ever visited. The moment you step into the old town center, it feels like you've traveled back in time by centuries. A visit to this city might not immediately come to mind, but it is definitely a must-see. For the top 2, we return to the fantastic Norway, a country known for its rugged nature. At number 2 is the archipelago of the Lofoten Islands, home to some of the most spectacular landscapes in the world. The steep mountain peaks rise almost vertically from the sea, creating an otherworldly sight when combined with the deep fjords. The archipelago stretches over approximately 100 kilometers, offering countless activities and sights. From the climb to Rheinebringen, with its breathtaking views of the village of Rhine, to the so-called Venice of the North, there is something for everyone. The roads, which cross the iconic Norwegian bridges with the dramatic scenery in the background, form the stage for one of Norway's national tourist routes. It's no surprise that the Lofoten Islands are visited by countless tourists every year. Number 1 is a place slightly north of the Lofoten, a place that has been high on my list to visit for years: the climb to the top of Hesten. The view from this top is one of the most beautiful views I have ever seen in my life. During the rainy hike, the sun luckily breaks through for a moment, making this climb even more special. The rugged mountain landscape, surrounded by fjords and a rainbow, makes this one of the most beautiful places in Europe for me. Let me know in the comments which place from this list you still want to visit, or where you've already been and what you thought of it. For full videos of my travels, check the description to discover even more stunning places. Like the video if you enjoyed it and subscribe to my channel so you don't miss any travels. Thanks for watching and see you soon.